Nearly half of Portland's murders from the last decade are unsolved. Portland Police's clearance rate for solving these violent crimes is below both the states and the country's. News Center Now is dedicating a week of coverage to the victims of these crimes and their families who are searching for answers. Today we bring you Bryan Garcia's story.
Hi, my name is Christy, and my friend Bryan Garcia was killed on February 27, 2017. When I pulled in my driveway, I saw the detectives, and I just fell over because I knew it was true. It's really hard.
A musician and dancer with a love of adventure, Bryan's energy was contagious.
My nieces and nephews loved him, my sisters loved him, my parents loved him.
I'm number one.
He was one of us.
A transplant from California, Bryan found a second home with Christy McCarthy and her family. Their friendship soon turned into love.
I remember this text message. He was just like, "I'm tired of the in-between."
After several years together, the relationship shifted.
He just kind of got mixed up with the wrong crowd.
Bryan got tied up in drugs, and he and Christy went their separate ways. But he was a part of the family. She still saw him every day, even the day he died.
I never wanted him to leave when he was around, but that day in particular, I held them for a long time. I didn't realize it'd be the last hug I ever got from him.
That afternoon, Bryan was dead, found slumped over inside his car in Portland's West End. Christy was 2 blocks away at work. She rushed home when friends texted her to let her know something was wrong.
I was at the stop sign that's right there. But if I had looked left, I would have seen the scene.
When she got home, the detectives were in her driveway.
The scream that came from so deep within me, and I can't even explain it because it's just nothing I've ever felt before. Sounds that I didn't even know I could make.
Before she could process what happened, the comments online came rolling in.
He didn't deserve this. And I feel like a lot of people think he did because of his past. And that's been actually one of the hardest things. Is everyone just being so judgmental before they really know who he is.
Bryan had a record, drugs and firearms. He was a lifetime registered sex offender after a 2006 misdemeanor conviction for sexual abuse of a minor. Friends say he was dating the victim when a family member reported the relationship. Portland police have been silent about Bryan Garcia's case until our cameras were rolling almost 1 year later. Does the department believe that drugs or drug dealing played any role in that case?
Yes, we do.
Assistant Police Chief Vern Malik says detectives traveled out of state to follow leads a few months ago, and that Bryan's case is still being actively investigated. Christy says she hasn't been given any details because she isn't technically Bryan's family.
It was almost like I felt like I was going in there too much to ask them questions or see what was happening, because then they're like, well, we can email. But I haven't received one email.
Nearly half of Portland's homicide cases from the last decade are unsolved. The assistant police chief says releasing too many details to families could unravel the department's progress.
We can't tell them every single thing that we're doing on the case, but we have to hold those investigative leads and that knowledge close to the vest.
Christy is back to work after months of grieving.
You never realize how much pictures are gonna mean to you.
She's reminded of Bryan every day, in pictures and from her family, including her young nephew.
He's always asking me, where's Bryan? Where's Bryan? And it's what do I say?
What do you say when you don't know what happened, who did it, or why?
It's hard. It's really hard. Because I'm trying to continue to live my life. But in the back of my mind, I'm just who did this? Who took him? Because they didn't just hurt him. They hurt everyone that he was connected to.
So Bryan's story is the last personal story we're going to be telling this week. For more on his story, you can go on our websites and mobile apps. Tomorrow's going to be our final story in this series. And Lindsay, it's a sit-down interview with Portland Police to try and get some answers and find out if we can do anything better to make sure more of these crimes are getting solved.